Good evening, children. Good evening, parents. I'll come to the topic straight. What is career counseling? So that is the first question which always comes to everybody's mind. What exactly is career guidance? So career guidance means the process of guiding our children into the career which is most suited as per their personality, interest, and aptitude. I repeat, career guidance is the process of guiding our children into the process of selecting the right career as per their personality, interest, and aptitude. Now, there are three key aspects which is included in career guidance at this program. First and foremost is your personality. How your personality is going to match with this career which you are going to select. The second thing is your interest. What are you interested in? Because I might be interested in becoming a journalist, but is my personality going to match that? That is the most important question which we need to answer. And then the most important thing is what is my aptitude? Like, am I good at maths? Am I good at verbal aptitude? Am I my communication skill is good? So these are the questions which we'll be answering. And by the end of this 1 hour session, hopefully you should be able to get through all these questions, and then we will take this forward. So Nitin, I hope you'll be able to you're able to see the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'll be carrying out this 1 hour career guidance process in different steps. First and foremost is what is career counseling. The second one is what is the requirement of career counseling. Third, what are the various options after 10th and 12th? That's a big question mark which all of us have. What to do after 10th or what to do after 12th. Then go into depth of what science is going to offer, what arts is going to offer, what commerce is going to offer. Then the most important question after COVID-19, what is going to happen? Because now, while I have prepared this about 2 months ago, I never thought of addressing this particular issue of COVID-19. But now today, the most important issue and the most important question which is coming to everybody's mind is after COVID-19, what is the job scenario going to be like? What are the careers which are going to be best? Then I would be talking about how do we conduct a career counseling session, what is a psychometric assessment, and then I will get into the last part, that is a question and answers. The first part I just mentioned about career counseling. What is career counseling? It is a type of advice given to support a person to help the clients manage their journey through life, learning, and working changes. Career counseling is also a process that focuses on helping one understand oneself as well as the work trends so that they can inform decision about career and education. Now, I'll ask the children what are the aspects which is included when we talk about career selection. First and foremost is your academic achievement. Like it is a typical thing that children who are very good at studies, okay, you should papa go into math and science. So that is one of the aspects which decide our career selection is our academic achievements. The second part is personality. What is my personality suiting me? Am I a very extrovert kind of a person? Am I focused? Am I organized? Am I emotional? So all these things come in my personality. So these things are worked in as far as your career selection is concerned. The next one is interest. Now I might be interested in becoming a pilot. So when we do the career map, so interests are given a lot of weightage because you ask a child, what are you really interested in? So the child is going to give out a lot of answers. Okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. So we incorporate the interest. And the next is aptitude. Now, suppose I want to become a pilot. If I'm very bad at maths and science, maths and physics, what do I do? So, aptitudes are also kept at different levels while deciding the careers. Because somebody whose verbal aptitude is good, okay, we say you're generally made for humanities, you can go into journalism, mass media, and a whole lot of things. Somebody who's interested in psychology, yes, I would say, you can go into counseling psychology, industrial psychology, sports psychology. So aptitudes are very, very important in selection of a career. Next is the influence of media and social media. Now, when we see a movie, suppose we see a police officer beating up the criminals and then in the end he's becoming the hero. So suddenly after coming out of movie theater, it's not uncommon for young boys and girls to say, okay, I want to become a movie star. Similarly, social media also has a lot of impact. So the different posts which we see on social media suddenly takes us to that particular direction. Another major role which is played in everybody's life is the role of parents. Parents in most of the cases, especially our Indian parents and especially Keralites, a lot of parents do influence our decision. Like some of the parents who give only three choices to their children. Either you'll become an engineer, or you'll become a doctor, or you'll join a bank. So these are the three options generally the parents give in our society. So parents play a huge role in deciding which career our children should select. Next one is the financial status. Financial status, because somebody from an affluent family has got a different outlook towards life. Somebody who just struggled to manage to get through their 12th standard will immediately like to pick up the job. They might even go for a diploma certificate because after diploma, immediately there is an employment. So your financial status plays a very important role. Gender. There's a lot of gender specific jobs in our society. I am not gender biased, but yes, if you are a female, likely chance of becoming a nurse, air hostess. There are certain roles which are specific for men, like working in machinery. All those things are more to do with the men. Next is the family background. It is not uncommon for a doctor's son to become a doctor, or engineer's son to become an engineer, or an army officer's son to become an army officer. So our family background, because it is natural that we get influenced by seeing our parents do, or in case there is an established business, so a lot of times there's family pressure to get into the same business. Similarly, the last point is peers and friends. I have done career counseling for a lot of students. They say my friends have decided they will all go to commerce, so let me also go to commerce. I tell that student, listen, your friends are not going to leave you just because you have not selected the same stream as your friends. So don't get influenced purely by friends. Just because the friends are selected to go to Bangalore and study, okay, let me also go to Bangalore, and there's the only course available in Bangalore for me with this mark, so let me go and join that. Please don't get influenced by your friends. Your friends will always remain ever with you throughout your life, but your career is a very important decision for you. Now the role is, why do you require a career counseling? Because if you look at our parents or me, our generation, we never, nobody came us and told, okay, you're fit for this, go there. Your aptitudes are saying you need to go in this direction, so please go there. None of us were told all these things. So why do we, this present generation, require career counseling? Because of career counseling, you can make an informed career choice. When I show you, like I'll show, take you to my website, there are 550 plus career options. When I speak to children, they today we got a list of likes. What are the likely field which children would like to go? About 120 responses, and I can say not more than 15 careers the 120 children came in. Whereas I talk about 550 careers today. So there is a plethora of careers which we can choose. So that career counseling is important to make the informed choice, and then to become, to choose the right fit between you and the career, and then achieve that job satisfaction, recognition, status, and most importantly, to enhance your employability. So now I'll come to the important question of this career counseling: what after 10th or 12th? Now, if you see broadly, there are four streams where which we can go after 10th. So the first one is science, which is medical stream, where physics, chemistry, and biology are the compulsory subjects. English is again compulsory. And one optional subject is between maths, engineering, drawing, economics, computer science, informatics, practice, or biotechnology. So that is one stream, that is medical stream, we call it, PCB. And the second one is the non-medical stream, which is the engineering stream, which is popularly known as. So that is PCM, physics, chemistry, maths, compulsory subjects. Optional subjects are biology, again, English is compulsory. And then biology, engineering, drawing, economics, whole lot of plethora of subjects from which you can take one more subject. The next one is commerce. In commerce, generally the compulsory subjects are business studies, accounts, and economics, and the optional subject becomes maths, information practice, and some other plethora of subjects you have. And then the last one, which is also known as arts or humanities, generally the compulsory subjects are history, geography, political science, and you have an option between sometimes maths and depends on the school what they are offering. Some schools offer maths, some economics, some psychology. So these are the various options which you have after 10. Now let us look at the career path in science. See, I'm not biased towards science. I wouldn't say science is number one because generally there is a trend in the society that okay, if you are good in studies, you should go in science. Certainly not. I would not agree to that. I'll tell you the reason as we go by. I will tell you why I would say that. I will scientifically prove certain things. So now the first is the career path in science. So there are typically three streams which we can go. Engineering and architecture is one, medical sciences and pure science oblique research. That is where we can go after we select the science stream. Now I talk about engineering. In engineering, the common specialization which we have is computer engineering, electrical, electronics, chemical, textile, information technology, mechanical, civil, telecommunications, automobile, and manufacturing. So these are the typical ones, but there are other specializations also. Nanotechnology, which is the latest in thing, instrumentation, marine engineering, plastic, metallurgical, biomedical, mining, energy, petrochemical, environmental, aeroscience, and two more, which is very, very important. I have purposely not written it here, and they are artificial intelligence and robotics, which is coming in a big way. So these two are also very, very high in demand, and the job opportunities are immense in this engineering field. So again, I've seen a lot of students when they talk about engineering, they will not go beyond mechanical, civil, automobile, or architecture. So look at the number of options which you have in engineering. Then the second part of engineering, which is also architecture. Architects are the ones who build the amazing buildings. So it doesn't stick artificial. Architecture does not mean you draw the plan for a building and that's it. No, it involves your involvement at every stage, whether it is a small house or there are cities which are built by architects, there are town planning which is done. So architecture and architecture will take you to a lot of other fields. So it is not only just about writing architect exam and then getting it through and then drawing these. No, there are much more planning involved in smart cities, township planning. So whole lot of things are involved in architecture. Now for architecture entrance exam, after the JEE mains, the paper 2, that the second part is only attended by children who wants to go into BR, and there's another entrance examination also called NATA, which will be taking you straight to architecture. Earlier, from students from humanities and commerce with maths could go into architecture, but from 2 years on, last 2 years, children from humanities and commerce cannot come. You can come only through PCM. So now I come to the second part of science, which is the medical sciences, which is popularly known as the MBBS stream or the medical stream. So in medical stream, you have MBBS, Ayurveda, Unani, Homeo, and veterinary science. You have also dentistry, nursing, occupational theory, microbiology and virology, and pharmacology. So MBBS is not the end all. So if once you appear for NEET, in case you are not getting good scores in NEET, there are other options also. Some of the top medical colleges in India, AIMS, everybody knows. So these are some of the important medical colleges. Now, there are allied medical sciences. Like I said, in case you don't get a very good score in NEET, don't you worry. There are allied medical sciences, which is also good, and you have more freedom to work as far as these are concerned. BAMS is Ayurveda, Homeopathy, Unani, Veterinary Science, and BPT is Bachelor of Physiotherapy. The physiotherapy field is going to really go up. The growth of this field is going to be very, very high. So, but all the entrances have been clubbed with NEET now. So appearing for NEET, including AIMS, even AIMS now have clubbed with NEET. So only for Jipmer Pondicherry Medical College, except that all entrance examinations is through NEET. Now we'll come to the pure science option. So like you've taken science and you don't want to do engineering, you don't want to go to architecture, and you don't want to go to medical sciences, then these are the specialization fields in case you are very keen on say physics or chemistry or mathematics. But physics, you have astrophysics, astronomy, biophysics, fluid physics, geophysics, molecular physics, nuclear physics, and optical physics. In chemistry, you have analytical chemistry, biochemistry, inorganic chemistry, nuclear chemistry, organic chemistry, physical chemistry, theoretical chemistry. And in mathematics, you have pure mathematics, applied mathematics, computational mathematics, algebra and number theory, geometric analysis, probability, and statistics. So it is not necessary that you have to go into engineering or architecture or medicine once you come into science. Now, some of the courses which you can do from pure sciences are BSc in Applied Physics, Honors Physics, Physics Majors, BSc Chemistry, BSc Honors Chemistry, Chemistry Major, Industrial Chemistry, Polymer Chemistry, Analytical Chemistry, Mathematics, BSc Mathematics, Mathematics Major, BSc Honors Mathematics, and Mathematical Science. So there are huge. I will take you to the website again. Like I said before, I will show you the options which are available. There are immense number of opportunities which is available when there is this going into the science stream. Now come
Sir,
the,
I'm sorry to interrupt. If you're sharing a screen, we are not able to see a screen.
is it?
Yes, we are not able to
One
see
second.
the screen.
Yes, 1 second.
Sir, have you shared the screen or?
Wait, I will do it again. So can you see the screen now?
Yes,
Yes, yes, yes.
now is that we're seeing your screen.
Is that visible now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
it is absolutely visible.
Okay. Okay. All right. Sorry. In any case, you are not missed it. I've read out everything which was there, so don't worry. So now I'll come to the commerce stream. Now there's a trend in Kerala. Unfortunately, I'm pointing to Kerala always that I don't want to go to science, but my parents will not allow me to go to humanities or arts. So let me go to commerce. So that trend is something which I do not agree to as a career counselor. You have to go into a fit of a career if you are only fit for it. Just because my parents are not going to allow me to go into humanities and I don't want to study maths and science, so let me go to commerce. Please do not do that because commerce itself is a fantastic field. I would not say there is anything wrong with commerce, but the fact that you're going there just for to avoid certain things is something I would not agree. So this is like it said, if you find out what you would like to do, what you like doing best, and get someone else to pay for you. So this is about selecting the right career. Now, what is commerce all about? Do I like to play with numbers? Do I have good computing skills? Do I have the ability for analyzing numerical data? Do I have the knowledge of economics and investments? Do I have sound knowledge of management and general marketing? Do I like to work for several hours per day, 8 to 12 hours, looking at the Excel sheet on the computer screen? Earlier, you had to work on the big ledgers which are kept in the offices. Thankfully, those ledgers have gone. So now you have to work with Excel sheets. Do I have computing and interpreting skills? Do I read budgets? Am I ready to learn and adopt new methodologies? If the answer to these are yes, then only please go into commerce. A lot of students come to me says because my parents are not allowing me to go to humanities, can I go to commerce? I said, are you ready to stare at the computer screen for 10 to 12 hours, or are you ready to understand the numbers? Are you good at interpreting data and analyzing situations? Then yes, 100% go to commerce. But don't run away from science to commerce. That's something I would like to say. Now, going into commerce field, there are so many options. Like you come from any direction, you can go into commerce from science, arts, economics, computer science, and engineering. You can straight away go into commerce. So there is absolutely no issue. You can switch to commerce at any given time. In commerce, there are basically two courses. One is the BBA and one is the BCom. BCom you can do in honors also, plain BCom also, and BBA also you can do, and after which you can go into various fields. Now, what are the fields in commerce? Commerce is huge. I wouldn't discourage you from going to commerce, but then like those questions which I asked before, if your answers are yes, then by all means go. Finance, investment banking is the most in thing today. Please go into commerce if you are really good at it. Marketing, human resources, operations. So these are the four major fields in which you can go. And in specifically chartered accountancy, all of you are aware, they work in the field of business and finances, and the job encompasses like auditing, taxation, computation, financial accounting. So this is what chartered accountancy is all about. But before you enter chartered accountancy, please understand the entrance prelims is very easy. Once you clear the prelims, the journey is not very easy. So if you're really good at maths and commerce simultaneously, then only please jump into it. Chartered accountancy. The career aspects in chartered accountancy are banks, public limited companies, auditing firms, finance companies, investing houses. You can do your own practices and have your own legal firms. Now, the second very good thing is company secretary. But company secretary is as difficult or as easy as chartered accountancy, I would say. There is in-house company secretary is an in-house legal expert or a compliance officer. Basically, if you say he or she is responsible for all the rules and regulations which that company is supposed to follow. Now, the future prospects of company secretary are self-employment. Companies which are paid up share capital of more than 5 crores are bound to have a company secretary. And then corporate advisory services, financial management, capital market, and investor relations banks. Another very interesting field here, which most of you wouldn't have heard. I've interacted with a lot of commerce students, but most of them have not heard something called actuary. Actuary, or it is also known as actuarial science. It is a combination of mathematics and statistics. Now, if I just put plainly across what actuary is, something like when I go for buying an insurance policy, suppose I want a cover of 1 crore rupees. So somebody is sitting there and calculating, okay, I'm 46 years of age, how much premium I should be paying per month. Now, somebody, a friend of mine who's also 46 years of age, he also goes to the same company and asks how much premium I should pay. What I'll be paying and what he'll be paying will be entirely different premium. Now, how they have calculated, that is where these people in actuarial science actually come into play. What they do is when they talk to me, ask a lot of questions. Okay, do you drink? Do you smoke? Which car do you drive? What are your social activities? What is your job like? How often do you travel? Do you do international travel? So whole lot of questions they ask and then find out for themselves okay, how exactly this guy is at risk. What is my risk to life? So they also go into my social media account. They go and search every possible place where they can find my name and then decide how much premium I should be paying. At the same time, the other person about whom they have inquired is driving an Audi car and I am driving an Alto car. So the difference is my risk is much higher than him. So my premium amount will go high. I travel much more than him. So my risk is going to go high. I love to party a lot, and they might even look at what kind of parties I'm doing. Am I fond of eating late night or am I fond of drinking? So they include those aspects also risk to my life and then calculate my policy accordingly, and his policy might be much lesser. So actuarial science is about calculating the risk. This is a very small example which I said. There are whole lot of issues involved in this, like a company is going to, like Facebook is going to go invest in Geo. So the risk amount, how much they should be investing, what will be the share value after that. So whole lot of calculations are done by the people who are in actuary. Now, actuary is also like, it's not a degree or a post-graduation degree. It is a course like chartered accountancy or company secretary. So the prelims are again not very difficult, but until unless you're very strong in maths, please do not enter this, because the moment you clear your prelims, you will suddenly feel, wow, I'm going to clear this paper. There are about 12 papers you're supposed to clear, but as you progress, the papers are difficult. So if you're good in maths and statistics, by all means, go into this. This is a very, very upcoming field, because tomorrow, every aspect is going to be working out risk. So every investment, every acquisitions, the people in actuary will have to work out the risk calculation. So this is a very interesting field. The future prospects are insurance company, firm of consulting actuaries, authorities like IRDA, which conclude the insurance, asset liability liability management companies, large banks and investment firms like World Bank, pension banks and employee benefit companies, software development companies, actuarial BPO companies. So there's whole lot of scope if you get into actuaries. But like I said, until unless your maths is very strong, please do not venture into it. But if you venture into it, study hard. If you can get to it, you will do really well. There's a very, very upcoming field of future. Next one is CFA, very popularly known as Chartered Financial Analyst, is a professional credential offered by CFA Institute. Again, this is a course which is after completing and passing CFA program, one will be bridge academic theory, assess current industry practice, and learn ethical and professional standards to provide a strong foundation of advanced investment analysis and real world portfolio. So this is CFA. What is the prospects? You can go into banking, corporate finance, equity investment, portfolio management, and wealth planning. So these are the some very interesting prospects. Some of the other career options in commerce is accounting, auditing, finance, stock broking, taxation, insurance, and banking. So this is a very, very interesting field. Please get into it, but only if you're made for it. Don't jump because your parents are not allowing to go to humanities. Next one is careers in arts and humanities. Here is my favorite topic because there is a misnomer amongst us that if the child is not good in studies, okay, he or she can go into humanities or arts. Or if it's a girl, okay, let us go into arts. There is nothing much kept there, so she'll take a degree, post degree, and then get married. This is not the case with humanities. I can tell with conviction. Day before yesterday, I was speaking to a student who's likely to score. She said very clearly that she is likely to score 97% in physics, chemistry, maths in 12th. I told her after I spoke to her and did her analysis, I said, you are not supposed to be going into science. You are into humanities. And she readily accepted the offer because her English skills were too good. And she was not a math kind of a person or a science kind of a person. She was more into literary skills. She was very fond of writing poetries, poems, prose, whole articles, and she was also interested in getting a book published. So I said, then what are you doing in science? And most likely, 99.9%, she's going to pursue her graduation in psychology in her after her 12th results come. So I'll talk about career in humanities. It might not sound very interesting, but there are a lot of interesting fields in humanities. Historian, heritage preservation, heritage conservator, restorer, museum curator, archivist, art dealer, art gallery director, art critic, book public journal editor, documentary editor, and fine arts handler. Now, if you go to political science, there is a huge, these are the persons who generally make the policies all over the world. There are public policy analysts, politician, political aid, lobbyist, diplomat, financial or economic analyst, economic developmental officer, customs officer, foreign service officer, social policy program officer, and psephologist. Psephologist is the one who studies elections. So whenever the elections are on, you'll find on the news channels a lot of experts sitting and talking. Those are the psephologists, someone who studies the elections. Now, there's a very interesting field called psychology. Now, psychology always does not have to be connected with counseling. The moment I talk about psychology, the picture which comes to the mind of a lot of children is, okay, I'll have to sit with someone, I'll have to hear their problems, I might even start crying with them. No, psychology is not purely about counseling. It is also about today in every aspect of life, psychology is touching, whether it is in marketing. When a store is opened, there are psychologists employed to find out this particular item, okay, Harpic should be placed at what level on the entry or in the backside or at the billing counter. So you'll find most of the non-essential items displayed near the billing counter because that's the place where you're going to spend the maximum time. And while standing in the line, you'll tend to pick up those attractive non-essential items. The most essential items will be hidden somewhere behind because they know in any case it is there in your list. You will go search for it and pick it up. The non-essential attractive items will be kept in such a place where you will bump into it and pick it up. There is studies and psychologists employed in a big store to find out at 2 feet height what item should be displayed, 4 feet height what item should be displayed. So there is whole lot of study which is done in every field. The Coca-Cola bottle, shape of the bottle, the color. Like if you see, most of the restaurants have red color. Why is it red? Because generally red is connected with hunger. So it is, there is a psychology which says that the moment you see a red color, you firstly you get attracted, and then there is our hunger pangs start begin to work. So KFC and whole lot of restaurants have red colors. Most of the Chinese restaurants have red colors, but of course they also say that red is a good omen for them. So psychology is something which is going to touch every aspect of our life in future. Now with this pandemic like COVID-19 which has happened, so psychological counselors also, which are going to be employed in schools, in workplaces, in factories. So this is really going to come up in a big way. And if you see the rest of the colleges like Christ University, Bangalore, or Delhi University, psychological course, BA psychology has a cutoff which is equivalent to any math or commerce stream. It is huge potential if you look at this. And of course, sports, like I am very fond of sports. So I get into sports psychology. So though I can travel with the team, I can play once in a while. At the same time, I get paid for what I love to do. So psychology is a very, very interesting field. Again, in arts, you have a lot of fields like BA history, BA honors history, political science, geography, anthropology, psychology, liberal arts, social work, English, and then the foreign languages. Now, if you see here, an arts graduate is always a better leader. 60% of UK leaders in business, politics have arts degrees. So please don't brand those art students that, oh, he doesn't get science. And it's a trend, there is a cutoff mark for arts, science, and there is a cutoff for commerce. So students who doesn't get fit these two places, okay, push him to arts. So only 15% of the leaders in UK had technical degrees. So let's kill two myths straight away. Arts is only good for academically weak students. I do not agree. Arts is only good for girls. Again, I do not agree. Now, let us see what are the neutral career options from where you can jump from any direction, whether it is arts, science, or commerce. One is liberal arts. Most of you would not have heard this terminology called liberal arts. And today, it is the most in thing which is happening. There are two famous universities called Ashoka University and OP Jindal Universities in Sonipat in Haryana. Both of them are offering fantastic liberal arts program. Now, what is liberal arts? Liberal arts is like, I want to go into arts, but at the same time, I am fond of physics also. I am fond of statistics also. So I take majors as say history and minors as say mathematics or statistics. So it's like a bouquet which is offered to you. You can pick up one subject from science or commerce, or two subjects from science and commerce, and at the same time do a majors in arts. So that is liberal arts, which is the most in thing, because then you are a fit to go in anywhere. You can fit into technology also, you'll fit into humanities also, you'll fit into commerce stream also. Next is hotel management. All of you know there's a whole lot of business and career options here. Economics, you can go from anywhere. Design, again, it's a huge field which is coming up, because now with every new product coming in, there are engineers or designers who are sitting and deciding. Like if you all prominently see the iPhone, which is coming out every year. So one year they say iPhone 10, then iPhone 11, iPhone 12. So there are people sitting and designing this phone. There are huge amount of money invested. Even your Harpic bottle, it is designed by somebody. If you look at the shape of the Harpic bottle, it attracts and it gives a purpose. So there is design is again a very huge upcoming field. Law is whenever I speak about law, a lot of students think that law means I have to go to the court every day near my black coat in the hot sun. I have to go there. No, not at all. There are corporate lawyers, there are intellectual property lawyers, there are industrial lawyers. So there are whole lot of options available in law also. And media and communication, there are one TV channel, news channel coming in India almost once in 3 months. One new TV news channel coming once in 3 months, which means media and communication is going to be a big boom in future. Now, I just spoke about liberal arts. It is interdisciplinary, covering topics within humanities as well as social, natural, and formal sciences. Social dynamics and problem solving skills are fundamental of liberal arts. So this is about liberal arts. Now I'll talk about 10 offbeat career options, which generally, doesn't come into that orthodox path of becoming an engineer or a doctor. So there are some career paths which most of us might not have heard, but there is a huge potential to grow. One is social work. There is a course called MSW or BSW, that is Bachelor in Social Work or Masters in Social Work. With so much of money being pumped by the corporates for the CSR, that is corporate social responsibility, social work field is going to come up in a big way. And according to the Forbes magazine, the social work field are the one of the most satisfying jobs in the world. So social work is again a very, very upcoming field. Data analyst. Earlier they used to say any country which had gold was considered to be the richest country. Then the trend changed about 40 years back, 40, 50 years back. Any country which had oil, that is petroleum products, was considered to be the richest country in the world. Then that now the trend is changed. Data is gold. A company came into the market, gave us free SIM cards, and told us for 6 months you can use this free SIM cards and do as much call you want, use as much data you want. All of us ran and took those SIM cards. I don't want to name the company because of YouTube Live. All of us ran and took that SIM card. What did they do? They were collecting data. Today they are planning to go into e-commerce. They are planning to fan out in the entire country. All of us ran and took those free SIM cards, gave our Aadhaar card. They were just collecting data because for them, data was the biggest investment. So that is the data analyst job. If you are good in math and statistics together, data analyst is a good field for all of you. Digital marketing, like I open a Amazon app, somebody else sitting next to me is also opening an Amazon app. What I'm receiving today on the home screen is different from somebody else's receiving. How is it possible? Because what is happening is they are studying my pattern. Yesterday evening, I messaged one of my friends. I'm planning to do buy a cycle. Yesterday evening on WhatsApp, I messaged a friend of mine. I'm planning to buy a cycle because once the lockdown is over, I would like to go cycling. I'm a little too old for running. Today morning, when I opened my Amazon screen, you know what did I see? The best mountain bikes and best riding bikes. I did not speak to anybody. I just sent a message to my friend and I'm planning to buy a cycle. And my Amazon is already throwing up options for cycle. They have collected my data through WhatsApp chat, and now through digital marketing, they are throwing me options. So digital marketing is a very huge field. Journalism, like I said, young boys and girls, if you're good in English, you love adventure, don't join the army, join the journalism field. It is huge adventurous. If you can join the army, of course, I'm from the army, most welcome. But journalism is also equally adventurous. IP lawyer, intellectual property rights lawyer. You take care of the intellectual property of the companies, huge investment involved here. Travel and tourism, unfortunately, COVID-19 has hit this industry badly, but they will hit back. They will come with a bang. Travel and tourism, huge amount of investment. Food engineering, our population is increasing day by day. There will never be dearth of demand for food and for eating out joints. Food engineering is a huge potential. In case you don't want to become a chef, because I don't like to stand next to the fire and cook for 12 hours in a day, food engineering is a very good option for you. Industrial public product design, I just mentioned about how the Harpic bottle is designed, how the iPhone is designed, how various products which is coming into the market is designed. Again, this has got a huge field. Visual merchandising, that is when you go to a showroom, there is something on display, that is visual merchandising, which is the thing which attract me to enter that store. If that display is good, I'll be forced to enter that store. So that is visual merchandising. And entrepreneurship, you want to start something on your own, huge potential in the future. Now I'll come to the main topic of today. I wouldn't say main topic, impact of COVID-19 and artificial intelligence. About 2 months ago, when I was taking career counseling sessions, something which I always told my students were artificial intelligence is coming in a big way. Be careful, you buck up, otherwise you will lose jobs. And today, in, along with artificial intelligence, I also have to add one more thing, that is COVID-19. So we'll see how it has impacted us. First and foremost, I'll look into the negative impact of COVID-19. Unemployment rate of our country was about 8% about 2.5 months ago in urban areas. I'm not talking about rural areas. Today it is jumped to 30%. So that is the huge jump in last 2 months, 2 months, 10 days it has happened because of COVID-19. Large number of traditional jobs are going to go. It will just vanish. Full-time jobs will reduce because now companies have actually told go sit at home and work. Flexible working hours. Full-time jobs are really not going to happen in the future. Remote and digital learning, working from home will become the new norm. Salary is going to be reduced. Already, I'm speaking to people in corporate. They all have got a cut of 25% across the board as of today in last 2 months. 25% cut, yes, in case your job is still secure. A lot of people have lost the job, but the people who are survived are getting a cut of almost 25%. Most importantly, young boys and girls who are listening to this, go listen to this very carefully. Fresh graduates will be expected to learn themselves and come prepared. Lengthy training and getting paid during the period will fade away. Earlier, what used to happen, you used to finish your engineering, they'll call you, they'll put you on training, you'll get some stipend during that time. This is not going to happen in future. You have to ready yourself on your own. But there are a lot of positive things also which has happened today. A lot of foreign companies are shifting base from China to India. For Indians, it is a very good news because people across the globe has lost faith in China. So a lot of companies are going to shift based from China to India. Right attitude will be preferred over skills. When I say the right attitude means your attitude to survive in any condition will be preferred over the skills. A lot of new jobs will emerge like healthcare, wellness, digital sector, and microbiology. So these are the new sectors which are really going to, gallop ahead. And reduction in globalization, because earlier we used to see all these company employees used to travel from India to US, this place, that place, across the cities. But now they would all prefer to sit at home, reduce their travel, costs cutting, as well as localization due to travel restrictions. More flexible workplace and timings, freelancers and contractual workers will be more in demand because company will not be happy hiring someone, giving him a medical benefit, insurance benefit, travel benefits, as well as his salary. So they would say project based freelancing will be very, very in thing in the future. Now the most important thing all of us you'll be asking is, what is expected out of you? I have been attending a lot of webinars on what is the future after COVID-19. Everybody says one thing: be ready with your soft skills. Your soft skill means your communication skills, your leadership skills. So any skill which make you a better employee than the other person, other than your technical knowledge of the job, will be given much more preference than any other employee. Reskilling and the ability to learn any new skills quickly will be an added advantage. Now, I can't say, okay, I've done BCom, I am not going to do anything other than accounting in the company. No, I cannot say that. Today, I'm sitting in accounts. Tomorrow, you say, oh, buddy, you're a smart chap. You do one thing. Tomorrow onwards, you get into the sales team. We'll brief you how to go about it. Tomorrow onwards, you take on the sales role. You can't say, no, I've done BCom or I've done accountancy. I can't do that. No. Reskilling, switching jobs will be very much required if you want to save your job. Another aspect is almost every business will need to also readjust themselves with the emerging trends. If you see, a lot of shops who are selling even hardware are today selling masks, sanitizers, and whole lot of things. Why? Because that's a market demand today. Nobody wants the pain today. Everybody will come and ask, do you have masks? Do you have sanitizers? That's the most thing. So everybody has become a entrepreneur in selling masks or sanitizers or things which are going to help in the future. So every business organization will be needing to reinvent themselves, and there'll be increased focus on hire people with the right attitude who can learn new skills faster than others. So today I find, okay, you are able to pick up a skill much faster than your neighbor. The neighbor loses job, you come, I'll give you a separate role. So these are the various aspects which is going to be considered when you are talking about COVID-19. We were also talking about artificial intelligence. So these were the things which were actually when we were talking about artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence is going to be the in thing. COVID-19 might vanish after say 6 months, 7 months, maximum 1 year, hopefully. By God's grace, COVID-19 should go away very fast. But artificial intelligence will not go away. It is going to take away a lot of jobs. A lot of auditing jobs are going to be taken away by artificial intelligence. A lot of manual labor is going to be taken away by artificial intelligence. So these skills which I am speaking is not that okay, I'm praying that COVID-19 is over very soon so that I can get back to normal life. World will never be normal again. The businesses will never be normal again. I was listening to a RJ called Prithvi. I don't know if you would have heard this RJ Prithvi. He's very famous in Bangalore. So he was talking about his life's journey. So first he said he was an announcer in Doordarshan first. Then he used to get about 500 rupees, 600 rupees per day for going and announcing, making something. Then this whole boom of FM radio came. So initially he was given a small job there in FM radio. He started announcing. Then FM radio started picking up. Then he's the one who originally started the Bakra thing. If you would have heard long time back, there was Bakra, making people Bakra. So he was the one who was famous with that. Then he said, I switched roles. He started doing MC in weddings, in mass gatherings, in events. He started getting paid out of that. He is a Big Boss contestant. All of you must have heard of this famous TV series called Big Boss 1, Big Boss 2. I don't know how many series they have gone. So he's become a Big Boss contestant. He's made money out of that. Now he's back into RJ. So he says, you can never be fixated with a particular role. You cannot say, okay, fine, I have done this. So I'm all of you youngsters who are listening to this, if you are 25 years and above, be sure you will be having one career. After that, you'll be switching role to another career. Then you'll be switching role to another career. And obvious question which must be coming in your mind now is, okay, fine, I need to switch career. So what do I need to do? What is this particular slide? What is expected out of you? If I were to give you a one sentence answer, what is expected exactly out of you is excel in what you are doing today. Whatever you're doing today, you have to excel in that. So tomorrow you might be doing something else, excel in that. Again, day after tomorrow, you might be doing something else, be the best in that. That is how you can progress. Because without progressing, without being the best, you will not take another stepping stone to success. So remember that whatever you are going to do, and be sure you will be having at least 3 careers by the age you reach 60. Because the world is evolving. I will just take you to the next slide. Specific skills post COVID-19 or keeping in mind the artificial intelligence. First and foremost is leadership skills. Now, leadership does not mean you have to become the Prime Minister of India or the Governor of Kerala or the Chief Minister of Telangana to become a leader. No. You can show your leadership skills at all places. For example, you are in a group. If you can hold that group to your attention for even 5 minutes, you are a leader. You're traveling in a train, you find a crisis situation, immediately you get up and start moving and go and help that person, you're a leader. So leadership skills at very small levels. I'm not expecting you to become a very big leader. There will be a time when you will be required. The journey has to start today. You have to take charge today to grow in that direction. So leadership skills is something which you require maximum. Next is your business skills. I'm not talking about you start up a business tomorrow. No, your understanding of business. Like today, you're going to buy milk from a shop. Your thought process should be, okay, fine. If I were to own this shop, what will I do? What can I do to improve this sales of the shop? If you go to a restaurant, you should study this environment. Okay, why this restaurant is doing well if it is doing well? Why there is no customers in case there is no customers? So that is how you should be thinking. The young boys and girls must be thinking in those lines. Next is high level of reasoning and analytics. One advantage of studying maths is you have high levels of reasoning and analytics. No doubt about it. But you also, because any entrance examination you go today, every company who's hiring is going for putting future employees to a psychometric assessment, basically to check how well you can reason and analyze. It is not connected much with your academics. It is more to do with your IQ. So that is where this particular skill of how well you can think, which is going to come. Next is the technological skills. You might be from whichever field, you might be from the accounts, you might be from psychology, you might be from pure English, or whichever field you are. Technology is the future of tomorrow. It is the future. It is going to remain throughout. You have to reskill your technological skills. If you have not studied it, there are n number of courses available online. There are websites like Udemy, edX.org, Coursera. There is n number of websites which will give you certifications, small certifications. Go in there, take small certifications, start learning technology. There is nothing called I don't know technology as far as youngsters are concerned. I give you a smartphone, immediately you will tell me 10 features in my phone which I don't know. But then that has to be converted into real matters also. It is not about knowing your smartphone well. It is about understanding every aspect of technology to the best of your requirement. Next is adapt to changes. There will be a whole lot of changes which will be happening in this world. Please adapt. Have faith in God. Your God will protect you. Have full faith in Him. If He has brought you till here, if you have walked this path so far, be rest assured you will walk further also. And most importantly, never give up attitude. Today might not be a great day. I can tell 101 success stories where people have succeeded at the age of 67. Colonel Sanders, who established KFC, all of you must have eaten KFC chicken. It is started by an officer called Colonel Sanders in USA. He went and sold chicken from door to door. He tried selling his recipe, KFC recipe, to a whole lot of people in the world. Nobody bought him. He succeeded at the age of 67. And today you know what the KFC chain is all about. So have faith in God, have a never give up attitude. You will succeed well. Most important is upskilling is very, very mandatory. You can't say, I know this. If you have not picked up any qualification in this year, you have wasted that year. Every year you need to acquire a new qualifications. A quarter of people losing their jobs because of automation. So artificial intelligence is going to come in a big way. 2 lakh IT engineers to lose job annually in next 3 years. This is what the Headhunters India has predicted before COVID-19. These are predictions before COVID-19. So after COVID-19 has come, God only knows how many more is going to come. But if you upskill yourself, you are here to stay. I just want to give an example. All of you must be recognizing this footballer. I can't ask questions because you can't answer back. So this is, all of you know, Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, see, Cristiano Ronaldo earns more from his Instagram post than playing football. See, he earns much more by his Instagram post. Virat Kohli has got 8 teams just to manage his Instagram account. You see our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the moment somebody tweets, within 1 hour, 2 hours, the person gets a tweet back. He's not sitting and tweeting. There are experts sitting and managing his Twitter account, people managing his Instagram account. So look at these celebrities. Even though his primary role is to play cricket, he's earning much more from his Instagram posts. Same is Virat Kohli. There are celebrities who are earning in this field. I've spoken to a lot of students while career counseling and asked them, what do you want to become? I've got answers like, I want to become a YouTuber. I'll just show you the next. I'll just come to this. Look at this. In 2009, there was a cameraman who was shooting a film like this. And in 2019, you don't require a helicopter. You don't require a person like this. Whenever you go for marriages also, you find this whole thing happening. There are drones going and flying all over you when you're eating your meal while attending the marriages. So this is why you need to skill yourself. In 10 years, both the pilot and the cameraman both have lost their jobs. Of course, the pilot might be flying somewhere else, but the fact remains we have huge potential if you are ready to learn. Cyber security, because a whole lot of hacking things are happening, cyber security field is really coming up. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any little bit of bent of mind towards technology, start acquiring certificate. Don't say I've done BA, so I can't go into cybersecurity, I can't go into computers. No, I do not agree. You can take certifications. People don't look at your qualifications today because children with gold medals cannot make one program. So they look for skills. They don't look for your marks. Here, I was talking about YouTubers. Ryan Kaji, an 8-year-old boy who reviews toys on YouTube channel Ryan's World, has been named the highest earning YouTuber for the second year in a row by Forbes by earning 184 crore rupees in a year. A 8-year-old boy is earning 184 crore rupees in a year. I'm not saying all of you can do it, but again, coming to the same point, whatever you're doing, do it the best. You want to become a YouTuber, by all means, go ahead. But what have you done today to become a YouTuber? Have you done something? Have you done any research? Have you gone in that direction? A lot of children come to me and say, I want to become a YouTuber. What are you doing? I'm watching YouTube. That's okay. You need to watch YouTube, but you need to go ahead also of that. Google, did you know that almost 14% of Google employees have never attended college? So, these are certain revelations which I want to give you because this is a field. Today, world doesn't ask what have you brought in terms of paper. Of course, you need, if you can get good marks, absolutely all right. I won't say don't study. You need to study, but you need to upskill yourself. So that is about this thing. I'll just briefly tell you about what career counseling process we have. I'll just take you through my career counseling website so that I'll show you more career options which are there. Can you see my screen, Nathan? Okay,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
okay. So I was just talking about 550 plus career options. So I'll just click here and then show you some more options for people in science, humanities, and commerce. What all you can do. So some of the very interesting fields I will be speaking about. Just give me a minute. Okay. So we have 21 career clusters: agriculture and food sciences, allied medical sciences, animation, graphics and visual communications, architecture and planning, art and design, business management, education and teaching, engineering and technology, finance and banking, fitness and well-being, government and defense studies, hospitality, tourism and transport service, humanities, liberal arts and social sciences, information technology and computer science, journalism, legal services, mass communication, medical sciences, performing arts, sales and marketing, science and mathematics. So people who are very keen on science and mathematics, I'll show you something which is very interesting, that is of a data analyst or a data scientist, which I was mentioning about. It's a very interesting field, and I will just like to show you the growth of this particular field, which is, I'll just go down this.
Excuse me, sorry again to interrupt.
Yes.
Delin sir, we are still seeing the PPT and not the website.
Acha, okay, I'll just stop sharing. Okay, you can see my website?
Yes.
Okay.
Now.
So I was just talking about data analyst, and if you see the future prospects at a glance, current growth is very high growth, long term is very high growth, and very long term is also very high growth. This is what I was talking about. I'll just take you up. This is data science and data analyst. Again, I will show you some more, which is about the most happening field. Again, in information technology and computer science, there is something called ethical hacker, which is a very interesting field now, because all of us would have heard about the word called hacking. Now there is another career which has come up with hacking, that is known as ethical hacker, which is also known as white hat hackers. So those are the people who are employed by different companies to stop the malicious attackers from attacking their own website. So again, if you see the growth here, very high growth in long term, and again very high growth in very long term. So we have whole lot of opportunities as far as science and maths is concerned, again, I will come to the business opportunities for commerce student. I will just have another look at it. Here, business and management, you have actuary, which I spoke to you about some time back, administrative manager, agri-business manager, business executive, business manager, entrepreneur, event manager, family business leader, human resource manager, international business manager, marketing professional, operations manager, production manager, supply chain and logistics, and waste management professional. When I talk about humanities and arts, so this is art stream, anthropologist, archaeologist, clinical psychologist, dance therapist, English literature, geographer, Hindi literature, historian, international relations specialist, liberal arts scholar, librarian, linguist, literator, physiologist, philosopher, political analyst, political scientist, psychologist, psychology industrial, public affairs and policy expert, rural development, Sanskrit literature, social scientist, social worker, theologian, sociologist, social and human development professional. So this is whole lot of opportunities now. Children who are very good in language, advertising professional, mass communication, film editor, film maker, film and video designer, journalist, print media, media manager, production designer, professional blogger, public relations manager, publishing professional, and radio jockey. So this is about mass communication, journalism. We have fashion journalist, sports journalist, creative writer, copywriter, and journalist. Engineering and technology, I have already spoken of whole lot of field. Something which is very interesting is robotics, and then artificial intelligence engineer, business management. I have already spoken. Education and teaching, again a very high demanding professional. Academic research, counselor, education administrator, education technologist, school teacher. So these are the about 550 options which is available on my website. So any one of you wants to get in touch with me, you're most welcome, and I would love to take you through all these things at your leisure, so that telling you what exactly is going to benefit you. So I will just finish in another 3 more minutes, I think. Uh, Nitin, you can see my screen, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So some misconceptions about career counseling. I would just like to clarify some misconceptions. First and foremost, uh, there's a lot of people who think that it is required only after 12th. Certainly not, because in 10th, a major decision to take which stream has to be taken. So career counseling has to be the most important aspect there. You can hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Second one is there is a psychometric assessment which we put through. So it should purely go by psychometric assessment. I would not agree to that, because I would say you have to go by the personality, interest, and aptitude of the child. And psychometric assessment, which we take, is just one of the tests, which is one of the inputs which we take. Getting into the right career course, college is a decision by one individual and one-time effort. Certainly not, because there are a lot of students who want to change stream at some point of time, like engineering students. Now, most of the time, or science students, most of the time, what do I do after graduation? Is it pure science or management or humanities? So a good career counselor will be able to help you in deciding what is your field which interests you the most. And then getting admission in the right college secures future growth. Certainly, yes. Joining integrated college, getting into the right career, and me. So before I finish, I would like to give you some more good news about India. Today, India is the youngest country in the world, which means 54% of the population today is 25 years of age. So you all are in the right time. My dear young boys and girls, please don't think that, oh my God, I don't know what is going to be the future. India is not developing. India is not like this. India is not like that. Certainly not. You are in the right time. It's just that you need to upskill yourself. You are in the right period, in the right time. India is the third largest economy of the world. Remember that, after US and China. And But 2 months ago, India was the fastest growing economy of the world. I wouldn't say today, because today it is a question mark because of negative growth. 2 months ago, India was the fastest growing economy of the world. Indian education system is considered to be one of the best in the country. Please do not curse the Indian education system. If you see large number of leaders in US, UK are from India, and they give the credit to the Indian education system due to which what they are. And we are the emerging nation of the world. So that is all about my talk, and that's about it. And thank you once, everyone. And Serlin, I would like to take questions. I have not seen the questions, so if you could say it out, I would like to take it.
So one of the first questions is, should I go for NDA even though I have spectacles? I am planning to treat it, but is that still an option with a deficiency in the eyes?
Okay, who is this?
This is
Anyhow,
answer.
forget it. Forget the name. I would say NDA is certainly a very good option. I have gone to NDA, so I love that place. Even though the training is very tough, but still I would say it's the best opportunity because at the age of 18, your parents have once you have entered that gate, then your life is secure for till the age of 60. So from 18 years of age till the age of 60, if you are alive, you are secure. Okay, so that means it is one of the most secure things you can do after your 12th. Your eyesight, you did not mention how much is your eyesight till plus or minus 3. In each eyes, they take you to NDA. So for army, there should not be a problem until unless your eyesight is more than plus or minus 3, then it should be a problem. But I don't think that, because plus 3 or minus 3 means you will be literally wearing those soda glasses. So in case that is not an issue, 100% go for NDA. I would say that is the best opportunity for you. All right, Sally, next question.
Next is Abel Xavier, who's asking, what are the suggestions that he can do after a master's in science?
After masters in science, oh sorry, I've been okay. After masters in science, you can go for PhD, number one, or you can go into research in one of the fields, or you can straight away go for job opportunities in DRDO if you're looking for a government job. There are Defense Research Development Organizations, ISROs, and there's a whole lot of government opportunities as far as your job opportunities is concerned. And ideally, if you're good in science and if you're finished your masters, I would recommend go for PhD straight away, because even though it will take about at least 4 years, but then your opportunities will increase, your employabilities will increase, and teaching, going to colleges, but then you have to have a UGC clearance. So taking a PhD really increases your employability in case you are very keen on studies. Since I don't know you, I'm not too sure how keen you are on studying ahead. Next question, please.
We
Sir,
have next
just
Austin
a minute.
asking, what are the main fields in NDA? Okay, Nitin.
Yeah, can
Yes,
you
Nitin.
stop your screen share, sir?
Say again.
Can you stop your screen share?
Acha. Okay.
Sharing screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
What
you.
are the main fields in NDA? Probably he means to ask what are the other departments apart from being a soldier.
Okay. I don't know why so many army questions are coming. I love taking on army questions. Uh, there is no fields in India. There are only three branches from where you go into NDA: Army, Navy, and Air Force. So NDA is the only premier institution. There are only two institutions in the world which trains Army, Navy, and Air Force, not soldiers, officers together. One is in USA, which is in the Sandhurst Academy, and second is in India, that's the National Defense Academy. So either you can go to, but then once you join NDA, you are already decided, because when you write the entrance examinations, at that point of time, you have to give a choice whether you are going to appear for Army, Navy, or Air Force. So once you join NDA, you are already decided whether you are going into Army, Navy, or Air Force. So after the NDA, you get your 3 years graduation, and then you go into Indian Military Academy in case you are in the Army. You go to the Naval Academy in case you are in the Navy, and the Air Force Academy in Dindigul, Hyderabad, in case you are in the Air Force. So that's the only three fields. There's nothing specific in India. Once you go to Indian Military Academy, then there are a whole lot of branches in the Army. So we don't have to speak about it at this stage. If you are interested in Army, Navy, or Air Force, decide that and go ahead.
Okay, we have next Diso asking from what age the psychometric assessments need to start for children?
Okay, the psychometric assessment is applicable for ninth standard and above. I would not recommend anybody before ninth standard taking the psychometric assessment. It is applicable for ninth standard above. And I'll just speak a little more about psychometric assessment. Basically, we check three things in the psychometric assessment. One is aptitude. In aptitude, we check five different aspects. One is numerical aptitude, that is how you put are in maths and science. Second is your reasoning, how you can analyze a situation and logically think. Third is spatial aptitude, that is your concept about design patterns and figures, basically to go into design field. Then next is numerical, verbal, mechanical aptitude, which deals with how you can work with moving machine parts and robotics. And fifth, which is a very important, is verbal aptitude. How is your communication skills? So that is the five things in aptitude. Then what we check is the personality. Personality is a lot to do with what kind of a person you are, whether you're organized, you are focused, are you a balanced person, are you emotional, are you competitive, are you very generous. So introvert, extrovert. So those are things we check in personality. And in interest, we talk about what interest is there in which career you are very keen, whether it is some people are interested like in army or conventional field like banking sector or teaching sector. So those are the interests, and all three are actually interdependent. I might be very keen on becoming a pilot, so in interest it will show that I want to become a pilot, but my aptitude will show that I'm pathetic in maths and science, so my numerical aptitude will be low, but that's okay. So these are three independent. Depending on all the three, and we work out the 10 best career options, which automatically comes in that psychometric assessment. So that is what the psychometric assessment. Ninth standard above, any age till 30, I would recommend. From ninth standard means that would be 14 years of age till 30 years of age. Anytime you can take. Even it is applicable for working professions also. Some of them are working in banks and say, I'm not liking it. So because that person might not have been, like I said, no, if you're not interested in staring at the Excel sheet for 12 hours in a day, might as well not going to commerce. So he might be a humanities person or he might be a technological person. So that is how it is.
And at
Okay.
what
Salil.
frequency would you take the
Psychometric
psychometric
test
test?
is taken only once in 3 years. Once in 3 years. So generally we put it in ninth or 10th standard. Then till 12th we don't take it. So we don't do more than once in 3 years. That's how it is. Yes, sir.
Okay, I am studying in class 12th commerce and I'd like to go into music industry to become a music producer. I don't know is it
Okay.
right to go into that scope, and I'd like to start a business. So he's confused between getting into music industry and starting a business. And
Okay.
right now he's studying 12th commerce.
Okay. See, what is by any chance? Do I
Alan
know the name? Alan.
Alan FM.
Okay. Alan. Okay. Alan, I will give you straight advice. First and foremost, you're a commerce student. You should go for a professional course in your graduation, whether you go for BCom or you go for humanities. You can go to science, but humanities and commerce is open to you for graduation. So please take any of these two. Your interest for music can come at a later stage, because the moment you turn 18 or 21, you can't become a music producer. Sorry to be very blunt. The fact remains that you need some time to establish yourself in the industry. So, due to which I would say first take your professional degree, and if possible, a master's degree in whichever field is most suitable for you. Please take it. And after that, take up a job. Now, you said you want to become a businessman also. So, probably you can look at becoming a businessman in the field of music. But at the age of 21 or 22 or 23, I would not recommend that, because doing business on your father's money or from borrowed money, some I would not recommend. And at the age of 21 or till 25 or till 30, you wouldn't have the experience and the maturity to handle that. So what I would recommend is first pick up a job in whichever field you are good at. I don't know which field would be the most suitable unless I talk to you. After that, start earning, develop your interest. Like you said, you want to become a music producer or a music composer or become an entrepreneur in music, by all means, but not before the age of 35. Because I've been counseling a lot of students who wants to become an entrepreneur. I said by all means, but not before the age of 35, until as your father has established a business for you and tell his son, You finish your studies and immediately you take over my business until unless there is a situation like that. If you're doing something on your own, please work in a field, understand that field, do a lot of research in that field, and not before 35. Even 35 is very early, let me tell you. Ideally, 40, 45 is the right time to become an entrepreneur because you have sufficient money, you've seen the world, you can gain the experience and start a business.
Okay,
Yes,
up
sir.
next we have, do I have an opportunity to become an astronaut after opting out for Air Force?
Opting out of Air Force or opting for
Opting
Air
for
Force? Okay,
opting for Air
certainly.
Force.
Okay, today only I read it in the newspaper that for Gaganyaan, they have already selected 4 Air Force officers and they're under training in Moscow. So I think that is the latest news today. I read it in the newspaper today that 4 Air Force officers have been selected to go as astronauts in Gaganyaan, the next mission. I think next year or next year it is taking off. So I think that is the latest news by all means, but it is one in a thousand chances. There is chance. So, we need to take chances. By all means, come into Air Force. If not astronaut, you can in any case touch the sky with glory. That's the say motto of Indian Air Force. Touch the sky with glory. So in any case, almost every day you are touching the sky with glory. So there is absolutely no issue. Tomorrow you can go into the space by all means. But if you want to join the Air Force, very good option. By all means, come.
We have a concern from Mariam. What is the extent of effect of corona crisis in the realm of fine arts?
In the realm of fine arts, we can't really say performing arts. Yes, it is really touched because you see all the industry, music industry, the film industry, every industry is shut, and God only knows when they are going to restart. But then fine arts, there is nothing in particular which has been affected. So, and in any case, even the performing arts will come back. It is just a matter of 3 months, 4 months. Either we'll find a vaccine for COVID-19 or we'll learn to live with it. So I don't think it's going to be a long-term effect. So should not be worried till come back.
Okay, next, Bobby Mole says, I am interested to choose my profession as an advocate. Suggest if I should do it after a degree, choose a 5 or 3 years course, or directly after my intermediate. Is there a course that I should be joining?
Yeah, if you go for BLLB, it's a 5-year course. If you go after your graduation, it's a 3-year course. I would recommend please go after graduation because what happens is during graduation, a lot of your thoughts start getting clarity. You have more clarity in mind once you're doing your graduation. Because at that point of time, you might have a change of mind. Once you join for integrated course after 12th, then there is no looking back. So ideally, I would recommend go after graduation because since she asked this question, I assume that she is not 100% sure of becoming a lawyer. If you are 100% sure as of date, by all means, appear for the CLAT, that is the Common Law Entrance Test. And also the other entrance test is LSAT, which is for the private colleges. By all means, attend these two. And if you can get into the national law schools, one of the national law schools, by all means, get in. If you're 100% sure. If you're not 100% sure, please take your degree in whichever field you are interested and then go for law after you finish your graduation.
Okay, we have someone asking, is it recommended to go abroad for a bachelor's degree?
Certainly not in the present situation. There are, okay. Now, this is a very long answer which I have in my mind. I hope I have time. Nitin, how much more time do I have? Or
You can take,
Ansulacha?
sir, you can take 2 more questions, I guess. Ansulacha?
Okay. Okay. I will just talk about the entire process of going abroad for the knowledge of all the children. First and foremost, if you are planning to go for graduation, in case you are getting 100% scholarship, by all means go. But most likely you will not get 100% scholarship in the course which you are looking at because there are a lot of criteria where they look at. Now, if you are planning to go abroad, the process starts from the ninth standard because most of the foreign colleges look at your marks from ninth standard and above. So I've seen consultants who are sitting with children and preparing them from ninth standard because after 12th standard, they are planning to go abroad. So it's a long drawn process. And then another thing is, if you're planning to go abroad, please prepare yourself, because they have a scoring system for everything. Like if you are a good basketball player, you have some additional points. If you play guitar, you have some additional points. You go to orphanage and offer meals there every Sunday, there is some additional points. You feed the stray dogs in your colony, there is extra points. So for everything there is points, because most of the foreign universities do not look purely at your marks. They look at, okay, Delin Mathew wants to come to my university. What diversity you can bring along with yourself? Like, can you play music, or you can play guitar, or you can play basketball for us, or you can the swimming team, or are you a compassionate human being? That is also good. So if I say I've been serving an orphanage for last 3 years, that is going to get you additional point. But you can't tell lies, because there are two things. There is something called a statement of purpose, which you're supposed to write to every university where you're applying. It is something like a pen picture of yourself. So in that, I can mention I have been going to so-and-so orphanage and offering serving there on every Sunday for 5 hours for last 3 years. Now what happens is, after you submitted this statement of purpose, then they do a personal interview before they take you. So in the personal interview, if you have not done these things, they will catch you. They are very intelligent. So you can't tell lies. So everything has got a point system and a scoring system along with your marks. Now for scholarship, there are two things. One is the need based, like your father is not able to afford your education, and then they check your all details. You can't tell lies again, because there's a strict process which is followed. And if you fall in the need-based category and they say, okay, this guy's got enough marks, he's good, he's socially very responsible citizen, yes, he's compassionate, he's a good basketball player, this. So this university is ready to sponsor his education. You're very lucky, you might get 100% scholarship. You're not very lucky, probably 10%, 20%, 30%. It varies from college to college, universities to universities, your score, and a whole lot of things, your family background, and everything is, encompasses when you come. If you are not getting any kind of scholarship, it will cost you somewhere between 25 to 30 lakhs per year graduation in any foreign universities. Until I'm talking about US and UK. Now, 25 to 30 lakhs per year, and most of the graduation programs are 4 years there. So which means your expenditure, your father, which is going to incur, is about 1.2 crores, which I do not recommend at all. And with the present COVID-19 situation, large number of students have dropped the idea of going abroad. So I wouldn't agree that if you're getting 100% scholarship, by all means go. If you're not getting at least 50% of scholarship, I do not recommend you going abroad. And with the present situation also, there's a lot of problems in the foreign universities when they are going to start the course, how much is the fees they're going to charge, whole lot of things. Other than that, if you look at going abroad after your graduation, your chances of getting scholarship is far higher on your percentage, and again with our qualities which you are looking at. And second thing is, as far as your financial background and specialization, because after graduation you'll be very, very specific on which course you want to go. So I would not recommend you going abroad after 12th. But yes, in case you're getting 100% scholarship, by all means go. But in the present situation, if you are going next year, please don't go. At least till the time this fog of Corona does not vanish. And again, today it was there in the news. If you are looking at US universities, H1B visa is also becoming a big strict issue these days. So till the time there is a clarity about these issues, I would recommend don't go. If you are very keen and very academically bright, by all means go. But for post graduation, 100% yes, you can have a look at it. 50% scholarship also you get. Please, by all means, go.
So we will be taking three more questions, and I already have the questions with me. What is the procedure for joining AFMC, and is NEET necessary for that?
Nitin, do we have time?
Action permission granted.
Yeah,
okay.
please continue.
Okay. AFMC, yes, NEET is the only entrance examination for AFMC. So, yes, is the answer. There is no separate entrance examination.
Is there an impact in the field of nursing after COVID-19?
Yes, one of the field which is really going to pay you very well after COVID-19 is nursing, especially in foreign countries. because of COVID-19, the demand suddenly, everybody, all these developed nations thought that they were having a very good healthcare system, and they used to laugh at us Indians saying that our healthcare is not in good shape. But COVID-19 proved the other way around. Their healthcare system is not able to support their own citizens and the non-residents of that nation, whereas Indian medical system has really done well. So nursing is certainly a very good option. But again, I would say, why this whoever is asked this question, I would like to ask you, why are you looking at becoming a nurse? Why can't you become a doctor? Why are you underestimating yourself? That is my question. Nursing will certainly do well, but I would recommend this child, please work a little harder, do well in NEET and become a doctor and go abroad. Your salary will be 4 times more. Okay. Darling.
Next, we have Sanal who says, my dad is a businessman. Our business is slightly based on engineering. Little confused. Should I opt for engineering or should I opt for commerce like business management or a related stream in business?
Okay, I would say, looking at father, you should not choose your career, because your father will always be there doing his business. Let him do his business. You please do something of your own and stand on your legs, do well. You can join back your father's business at any given time. But more than that, I would recommend that you go a step ahead of your father and be more successful than what your father is. That is what I would recommend. If again, between commerce and science, I can't often tell him without knowing that person whether he should go to commerce or science. But whatever his interest, whatever is most suited for him, he should choose, not keeping his father's business in mind. Certainly not.
Okay, the last question. I am an undergrad candidate having a passion in being a management consultant. What course should I pursue and where?
Management consultant. So already undergrad. So she
Yes.
can go for MBA. He or she
Any
can go for MBA.
recommendations of good colleges in India for MBA?
For MBA, there's whole lot of them. Now the best, we can say IIMs is the best. That everybody knows IIM is the best. If not IIM, then in Hyderabad, ISB is also a very good college, but the fees is slightly high, 25 lakhs. You don't get any course below 25 lakhs. So IIMs, ISB, and then if not, then Symbiosis is good, Christ is good, Xavier's is good. So whole lot of colleges are there, but I would say please try for IIM. Also for the commerce students in 12th standard, I want to say there is a beautiful course called IPM, Integrated Program on Management. This is conducted by IIM Indore and IIM Rohtak. There are only two IIMs which is conducting this course. This is a 5-year integrated MBA program, in which once you get into this IIM, then you come out with 5 years integrated course BBA plus MBA. So all the students in 12th standard are going to 12th and likely to go to commerce, please try for this IPM. That is the name of the course, and offered by two IIMs, IIM Rohtak and IIM Indore. Please try and get into that. If you can get into this, because then you're in IIM campus for a degree and a post graduation. You come out after 5 years, and let me tell you, your salary package will be very, very high. So this is the best option for somebody who is below 12th and below. But for a graduate, I would say MBA, but the best of the colleges. Don't underestimate yourself. That is what I would like to tell the students. Please don't underestimate yourself and go for a normal college here and there in your hometown or something. Because if you don't do MBA from a good college, it is not worth that MBA. So that institute matters a lot. So please look at IIMs, and a degree slower will be a Christ University or a Symbiosis or Xavier's, similar ones. That's it.
That's it, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sir,
Thank you everyone.
yeah, I found a question. Sir, I found a question on Martama Margam page. I just wanted to interrupt you for that, not so that you might stop the question answer session. Can I?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. I have completed 12th science now. I'm interested in medical line, but on the same hand, I'm also good in eliciting, debating, and leadership. I want to know a particular field which I could choose.
Okay, it's a very tough question because without knowing you, I wouldn't be able to tell you exactly what is best suited for you. But generally, I've seen if your vocabulary is good, your English is good, you're good at debating, then I would recommend going to humanities. But the thing is, like I said, without knowing your skills, blindly saying you should go into humanities would be injustice. Nitin will have my number. You can contact me at some point of time. I would like to talk to you and look into the aspects. But generally, children who are very good in English, in language, in creative writing, debating. So either I recommend going to humanities, that is going to BA honors or one of those fields in English or anything, or then going to law. That is, you appear for CLAT and LSAT and get into law. Because if you say your English is good and you're good at debating, first thing which comes to my mind is you should become a lawyer. So, but then without knowing you personally, I wouldn't blindly say just go become a lawyer. So, but these are the things which come generally to our mind when we talk to a student who says, "Okay, I'm very good at English. My communication skills are good. My debating skills are good." We would say, "Okay, we will have it in our mind. Yes,